lovely. Fuck that. Hi, Prince. Give me a moment, guys. I gotta fix this thing for a second. For a bit, you're gonna be looking at the ceiling. So until I fix this, hang on. Hang on. Let's see if I can fix this thing. Just one moment. Okay, I'm going to turn this off for 1 minute. I'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. Just one moment. Can't do it by one hand. Okay, we're back. Sorry about this, guys. Just 1 second. All right, looks like that we are on. All right. Sorry about that, guys. My bad. I hadn't prepared this where I wanted to angle this early last night, so. And I was a bit late today, so okay. So hopefully you're all well, and you have your tea or coffee or something to drink. And so who's here? Inga. Hello, Inga. Good to see you. Dan, good morning, dear. Uzair Said. Hello, dear. Nicoline. Oh, Prince is up here. And Shannon, good afternoon, dear. Shannon says good afternoon. That must be either in the East, North America, or Europe. Somewhere there. Let me know where you guys are actually tuning in. Pishon? Hello, Lydia. Hello, Lydia. So, once you guys are situated, then we can start with anything that is on your mind in regards to thoughts, consciousness, ego, desires, and fears, things about your relationship, your breakup, things that concerns you. So we can together have an hour, and hopefully we'll have a better week next week. So Lydia is Texas, San Antonio. That's good. Adnan Khan, I would have to guess where he's tuning in. Brian, hello Brian, good to see you. Remember to let me know where you're tuning in. That would always give me an idea what part of the world I'm chatting with, which makes it more exciting. Now let me just open this window a little bit. The weather has been not bad past couple of days. Showed a bit of sun. Rashid says, I lost my loved one and now she's going to marry someone else. How can I bear living single because I don't want to get into another relationship? Are you kidding me or you? I think you. How can you say that? You know, it's like saying you went to a restaurant and you ordered food and it tasted like shit, or it made you sick, you got diarrhea later on, or you couldn't eat it, it smelled funny, or something wrong with the food, and therefore you're going to say, how can I live without food because I don't want to have food anymore? It is in your nature to have food. You need sustenance. It is in your nature to be in love, to find love, to entertain love, to choose a partner, someone that you love. Just because you had a bad experience or something didn't work out, that doesn't mean you should, give up the whole idea. You go to school, you study good, you go to an exam, you get a bad grade. Now I'm going to give up the whole idea of studying because I just want to be illiterate. I don't want to be, expert in anything. I want to be, uneducated because it didn't go my way. Who said that when we are in this world, and things going to go our ways all the time? We're supposed to do our best, but it won't go our way all the time, does it? We know it doesn't. But when it does, it's because of our efforts, and that becomes really sweet. Often many of you, or people in general, are complaining and worrying and wondering and wanting and pursuing and trying to figure out how, what is the secret, what can I do, how can I do what, how can I control life, how can I control the world, how can I control the behavior of others towards me, how can I control the events of life for me, how can I control. Well, I have news for you. You will never be able to control anything in this life. I'm 61-year-old at the time you're talking today, and I've never been able to control anything in my life. I may have thought I did. I may have been under the illusion that I did. I may have done my best and managed and made things work and kept my balance and brought the results that I wanted through my wits and wisdom and experience and perseverance and hard work and actions that needed to be taken, properly thought through and all that. But was never able to control the events of life. And you can't either. None of us can. And that is not what control is called. That is stupid. How can the wind, how can you control the wind from blowing? How can the ocean waves control the wind from blowing so the waves would not be flowing? How can you control the waves of the ocean? The only thing you can do is to become an expert captain of your ship while you're rowing in the ocean. So no matter what kind of wave, tsunami, or storm comes about you, you know you cannot control the waves, but you can be a good captain and keep the balance, be wise and do what it takes to keep the balance of your boat from capsizing. That's control. That's the only way and the best way and the strongest way to be able to deal with life, instead of praying and wishing and running around trying to control life. You cannot control the waves of the ocean from moving and being created and affecting your boat. You cannot control the wind from blowing to create waves in the ocean to flow the way they do, but you can become a good experienced captain, and you can become wise and know what to do and how to keep the balance of your boat and manage life and situations and what you encounter with to keep your boat from capsizing. That's the captain. That's the control. You can't control what the other tennis player on the other side of the court, how it's going to hit the ball back to you. It can hit it anywhere in the court. You're supposed to be trained enough, play well enough, wise enough to imagine and guess where the ball is going to be hit, what position is most likely that the ball will land, and get to it and react to it and counter it before it goes out of bounds. That's called playing the game. Otherwise, you can't control the other side, how he or she is going to hit the ball. You can't control the waves of the ocean affecting your boat, but you can control to become a good expert captain and keep the balance of your boat from capsizing. That's what you should do. So you can't control the girl to marry you or to be properly or to reciprocate your love and affection, but you can control how you will deal with events of life and how to manage and keep your balance and keep persevering, going and building another and another and another, and build a better life and better experiences, better relationships next time, and so on, because of your experience, and be able to create what you like in life and be happy. Otherwise, everybody can just roll over and die for the first sign of trouble in life. Who said life is going to be free of trouble? It's always going to be something. So let's keep the balance of our boat, and that's the way we row through and plow through life and take this journey of life as smoothly and as possibly we can. So, hope that will help you up a little bit, help you out. Alan says, I can't. C'est vrai, I think. You say c'est vrai? Probably. That's what you're saying. Hello, Sonia. And Kashik. Prishon or Pishon? I have a hard time pronouncing your name. I'm sorry. Pishon says, how to know what is best for us? Well, you know, there are certain senses and certain intelligence and insight we have gained through our lives, through the way our consciousness is put together, through the experiences and the trainings and the encounters and interactions that we have received through life, and we've come to understand certain things or have certain kind of a sense. Our sensories will help us, our wisdom will help us, our experiences and knowledge and what we have seen from how others have gone through certain situations, so on, they will all help us to know something about what is good, what is not good, to the standards that we have learned. You know, let's say in food, when you're passing by something doesn't smell right, you use your senses and you don't like that smell, you pass by. And in other things, you have other senses that help you using your experiences and wisdom of the past, and what have you learned to recognize things, what is good or bad, depending on the standards that you expect, then you will use that to know what's best for you. Other than that, you just always be alert. It's like saying, how do we know how far I can go into the ocean and not be drowned? Well, because every time you're taking a step from the shore into, you're checking your toes with your toes. How deep is it? What's underneath my foot? Is it sharp? Is it nice? Is it soft? Can I reach it? Can I still keep my head out of the water? And as you go, you constantly are watching for it. Is there any sharks? Is it not? So you're analyzing, you're evaluating. And when you see it's getting too far or too dangerous or you feel not good, you come back. And so you always can feel what is good or not good or possibly best. What is best for you, you will know it once you're partly in. Sometimes you know right away. It's just not my standards. It's just not the way I want things to be. It's just totally against my beliefs or my understanding what is good or bad, proper or not, legal or not, or good for my life or not. You can tell many things right out from the outset. But some of the things that is not clear, you can tell as you go in. And when you see it's not feeling right, pull back, change directions. So it's an ongoing process for you to evaluate. Pisces. Piscine or Piscine. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, Piscine. What is the background, Piscine? What country are you tuning in from? What's the background of that name? Rashid says, what if I choose to be single after a breakup for a while? How can I bear that? I feel terribly lonely. What do you mean? Sometimes you don't feel like doing something. There's no reason to feel, how can I bear that? You've just had food, you're full. You don't want to eat for a while. There's no question of how you can bear that. You're full, you have no desire for it. You just did some exercise. You don't want to exercise for the next day or two because you just did. You were in a relationship, or you are in a relationship and you're happy, so you don't want to meet someone else. You have a reason. Or your relationship didn't work out, so you didn't have a good time and you want to take a break from it to keep your balance, bring your balance back and find yourself a little bit more, more settled and deal with that thing. So you wouldn't want to be with anybody. That's normal. You don't have to worry about it. I'm going to deal with it. You're going to deal with it. And when you think you're not good with it, then you will look for somebody else. It's not the end of the world. Piscine says, oh, you're in Wales. It's my star sign, but I'm originally from Pakistan. Oh, I see. Oh, it's not your real name. Okay. So, Saroj Sharma. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed, Saroj. So let's see what I've missed here. Prince says, sir, what would happen if one had an ailment like Alzheimer's disease and you start to forget the things that you learned in life? What's your stance on that? For God's sake, are you trying to test me? Because somehow I have that disease right now. It came to me. I can't remember what question you asked. So we move on to the next one. Alzheimer's disease, sometimes, if it's faked, it's to your advantage. I remember long time ago when I was very young, a kid, and my father was always a busy man, and he was always into reading newspaper or books or doing his things. He was a very educated man. He spoke 5, 6 languages. He had a PhD in law, and I always looked up to him. And he's passed away 6 years ago. And yet, I remember when I was a kid, and I would just constantly ask him something, or wanted something, or wanted permission for something, or nagging him, or what. He would just continue to read his newspaper, and he would not hear what he didn't want to hear. And then if I kept going, and he would finally say, "What, son?" I think that was his choice of having Alzheimer, even then when nobody knew about Alzheimer research. So he would pretend, I think, or he was so focused in his things that he had tuned things out. And that is a blessing. And that's a way to deal with something. So right now, Prince, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never heard of that. Since it's not a real situation, you're just, very enthused in figuring things out. I think if that would ever happen, there was a movie that somebody would forget everything that happened the next day. So her husband kept videoing the day before, and the next day they would start the day with her watching the video and then continuing on. So some excerpts of it so she can remember. So I hope that will never happen for anybody. Ayub Haydar says, I accidentally hit the VDEP, but what is VDEP? But I feel like listening to the end. From no one, I am your fan. Okay, I like the way you're laughing. Okay, fine, thanks. Good. How many level it has from time to start until gets worse? I'm sorry. Are you the same person who asked, how do we know what's best for us? Let me see, because I don't remember who asked. I just let's see. I can't find it. So because if I don't know if you asked that question, if it's a continuation, if it's a new story. Oh, you said no. Okay, then. So what is the question? How many level it has? What? What has how many levels? From time it starts until gets worse. What? What starts to get worse? Give me the info. Throw me the bone, as Austin Powers, Dr. Evil would say. So, throw me the bone, people. Give me the info. I don't know what that question means. Sally says, how do I get the strength to get a severe drug addict out of my home and start a new life? I'm trapped and suffering by my own inability to take action on what I clearly need to do. Sally, what you just explained is enough reason for you to do what you should do. If the person is not having enough respect for himself or for you or for the healthy relationship and cannot decide that what he is involved in is detrimental to his health, and it's not good for him, nor is it good for anybody around him, or as a role model to other people in the society. If he cannot see that decision is very clear for me, cannot see that clear decision that he should stop using drugs, and how it affects him, how it makes him dependent, then you have to take a decision for your life. If he's not willing to take the right decision for his and the relationship. There is no special strength needed. Your logic tells you you have one life. You're here and you're supposed to be treating yourself well, be as healthy as you can, treat the society and environment, people around you as best as you can, affect the environment as positively as you can. And if that's all you're willing to sacrifice, all of that for someone to continue with the wrong decision, bad decision that he's made, and bad lifestyle that he has, well, that means you haven't really understood the value of this life and the blessings that you have received to be born and to experience this short journey of life. And you're willing to sacrifice it all for what? To live in the darkness of somebody else's wrong decision? And you consider that loyalty? Loyalty is important, but as long as the people involved and loyal to each other don't want to harm themselves and each other and the other people in the community. You can't say if somebody's got a gun to your head and you say, oh, I want to be loyal to him, so let him, press it, so I will show my loyalty. What about your life? That's the time you draw the line. There is a difference between being loyal to someone or following someone's wrong decisions. You can't say you're loyal to someone if someone wants to rob a bank. Well, I'm loyal to him, so I'm going to go along. No, you got to make the decision. This is wrong. I am not in agreement with that. Therefore, I part ways. I will not do that. Same thing. Person wants to be spending his lifetime in drugs and darkness and not being balanced and not being alert and just letting life pass by and just, doze off in illusions of what effects of drug is and become more and more dependent on it. You can't be free. Well, there's enough things that doesn't let us to be free. Number one is our own consciousness, that we're supposed to learn how to be free from thoughts and from negative thoughts, from things that gives us the illusion that something that is not real is real, and we react to it and we become depressed and so on. That's our own consciousness. Let alone now use some kind of a substance that actually makes us totally, zombie. What use do we have for ourselves? Or what contribution are we making to the others in the society? So if you cannot justify what he's doing wrong is bad, then you can't leave him. When you see what you're giving up in order to continue that what you say you don't have strength to do the right thing, then you will have this strength, because you see you're giving up too much. For what? He's a free man. He wants to make that kind of a decision. Well, he's going to pay the consequences in every way. Health, money, law, legalities. But you have to discuss and make sure he understands that what your opinion is about what he does. And if he doesn't want to change that, then that's the end of it. You take your bags and move out, or ask him to move out. That's the end of that. And there are ways to do that, of course. If a person doesn't want to be reasonable, then you have have a healthy lifestyle, and you have no mandate to put up with that. Your life is also very important. Raduko, wow, Raduko, you've been away for a long time. I haven't seen you here. Says hi. When you like two woman, okay, and don't know what to choose. Choose the third one, right? I don't know, it depends how hungry you are. If you have a third one, or you have to wait for so long. Popa says, Mehran, lose the shirt. You really look like a doctor now. Aloha to you, say, by the way. I love this shirt. My son bought this for me. It's one of my favorite shirts. And today, it just wasn't the suit kind of day, Didn't want to put a suit on. So, Bear with it. I ain't losing it. Okay. Oops, what happened here? Let's see what I have. Sally. You're welcome, Sally. That's right, Prince. You tell him, man. So, let's see, where was I? Benjamin says, my mom has an Alzheimer and I'm asking how many level it has from start until it gets. Oh, I see. So now I know your question. Benjamin, I'm not a doctor. I do not know about these things. So you better ask someone who's qualified to answer that question. So I'm sorry, I'm unable to talk about things that I don't know. I don't want to pretend that I do. So, perhaps internet you can Google or ask a doctor. Sonia, I have so much hate and anger inside me. What should I do? Sonia, hate and anger about what? In general? Thank you, Benjamin, for understanding. No, I'm not a doctor of medicine, and therefore I don't like to talk about things that I don't know for sure what it is. I may have some idea, but it's neither here nor there. Reduco says he's a soul doctor. Okay, thank you. I'll take that. Rashid says, you're a kind man. You helped me a lot in order to understand my psyche while I'm going through difficult times after a breakup. Thanks a lot. Greetings from Morocco. You're quite welcome, Rashid. I'm delighted that I could be of some help and that you're feeling stronger and getting to know the stuff that you need to know to deal with the waves along your journey. But I'm sure you will exercise your wisdom and good decisions and keep the balance of your boat. As you know, we can't control the movement of the waves, but I'm sure you can handle your boat well. Guatami, hello dear. Let's see. Yes, Piscine. I got your name, right? Piscine is the correct pronunciation. Guathami says, I feel like you God in the internet. Oh, that's a big compliment. I don't know if I have that capacity. My head just blew up. Can't put my hat on anymore. But thank you. I'm delighted if I could be of some help. Let's see if I missed any of these. Dan Diego says, how do you get rid of or prevent having sad thoughts? Okay, that's a big question, and I have a book called Transient Thoughts and Me. In the book Transient Thoughts and Me, which you can go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, and you'll be able to see the table of contents of all the books that I've written and have a sample chapter you can read free. And then if you like it, then of course you go through the steps and you purchase it and get to know what is in detail. In the book transient thoughts and me, I have discussed in detail how negative thoughts are formed, where they come from. They're uninvited thoughts, intrusive thoughts, negative thoughts that you didn't want them to be there. You didn't invite them, and they appear, and you want to know what they are, where they come from, what they mean. Do they have anything to do with you, your preferences, your views, your character, and how to deal with them, how to manage with them. That's quite a bit of different chapters, and the whole book is about, I think, 200 pages, and it has good information. It's written in a very simple language. It's something that everybody can identify with, and this happens about many people in life. Everybody, in fact, not many people, every single person in this life, at many different ages and all through their life, they could and they will have negative thoughts. These negative thoughts could be of many different nature. But to understand them, you must understand the relationship between your thoughts and consciousness. How the consciousness is put together, what is the origin of thought, how is thought created, how is it born, the effects and relationship between thoughts and consciousness, fears, desire, and ego, how they affect each other. What is thoughts, what is consciousness, and the relationship between the two of them. What is a watched, what is a watcher. What is observed, and what is the observer. What is controlled, and what is the controller. They're all the same thing. The three examples are just different names for them. But you got to understand this, and in order to understand that, then you could look into my other book, which is called Me, My Psyche, and I. Or you can go on YouTube for this portion, not the transient thought. Transient thought, I don't have anything on YouTube on it. But Me, My Psyche, and I, talking about the watcher and the watched, which is you want to know. You can go on the playlist Psyche, and there is a video called The Quality of Your Life, the Watcher and the Watched, the Observer and the Observed, or the Controller and the Controlled. That will help you to start you on that. And of course, you can either, continue the whole playlist, or you can go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, and book an appointment with me for consultation on Skype in regards to this, and we can chat one-on-one on that. And let's see. So we got that. Okay, let's see. What do I have in here? Questions here. There's so many, but I gotta read through. So Popa says, people call you love guru, love doctor. Won't be long, they'll call you the space cowboy. Okay, I don't know about the space cowboy, but I like space. Tanya, lol to something, and that's okay. Sally says, I will tune in more often to receive the benefits of your wisdom and direction for a clear mind. Thank you, Sally. I'd love for you to attend our weekly meeting. Guys, remember, if you go on my Facebook page, which the link is up here, that's called Mind That Seeks Truth, my own Facebook page, and like the page, so if there's any events or any talks, whether it's on my own Facebook page or whether it's on this wonderful page of the amazing things in the world, which again I like to extend my thanks to Wittyfeed, the organizers of this page, and to create this opportunity for us to have a chat. So if you please go on my Facebook page, Mind That Seeks Truth, and the link is up there, and like the page so we will be able to be in touch. And the posts that I put there are positive posts that will help you along, and sometimes I put a video on and so on, selected video. And you can also go to my YouTube channel. Again, the link is up there, and you can search through. There are over 450 videos on the subject of thoughts, consciousness, fears, desire, and ego, relationships, and all kinds of scenarios in about breakup and so on, how to move on. And you will enjoy that if you are having that kind of concern and that kind of a time situation in your life. And do also please check out my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, the sample of the chapters of the books, table of contents, the seminars that I did for a local university about thoughts and fear and time. And of course, you can set an appointment with us for Skype consultation if it's a matter that you would like to talk to me one-on-one, which I do that around the world all through the week. And that way you would see the support that is available on the site, and also share the videos that you like on your social media, and help people to know that support is available. Now let's see. Batur Baris says, "Hi sir, how do I make friends? I have some friends, but even though I value them, they don't care about me. I think that cause of they don't care me is that I didn't do that they did, like smoking." Well, listen, it's like saying I'm hungry, but the food there is got poison in it, but I'm hungry. Should I eat it or not? It's not a question. You shouldn't eat it just because something looks like or its name is food, but the quality of it is rotten. It's got poison in it. Therefore, it doesn't matter under what name it comes to you. You will not choose what is not the kind of food or thing that you should be associated with. So it doesn't matter if their name is friend, or if they look like human beings, or they look like you, or same age, or they're in a group. What they do is indication of who they are, not how they look. They may have expensive clothes on, good cars, look all spiffy, and in one short moment that you see their life, you may envy their life because they're all smiling and happy and so on. But that's just a moment of their life, a snapshot of their life. But in reality, if you're good for nothing, you don't want to have anything to do with them. If you're smoking, or they're on drugs, or they're doing wrong things, whether it's alcohol that they're into, whether it's bad behavior they're into, you don't want to have anything to do with them. Doesn't matter if they're called friends, or if they're all friends with each other, or they make you feel like they don't care. Who gives a shit if they don't care and they're not of good character? I don't care if there's a food out there but it's got rotten things in it. I don't call that food. I call that something I don't want to be nearby. So it doesn't matter if they do care or not. What is important is you care about what and how you should be, not to be what they expect you to be in order to be friend with them. You don't want to be friend with the people who actually do not meet and your expectations and your standards. That's the end of it. It doesn't matter who they are. There's so many wonderful people in the world. There's so many good friends from good families, good behavior, good mentality, positive, and they're into sports and studying and, positive interaction with people, proper. Go find them. There are more good people in this world than weird ones, bad ones, low quality ones, negative ones. So go find the ones. Stick to your principles. And the one that is good here is you. Stick with it. Gautami says, I do lots of meditation to get rid of past life karmas. I would like to know what symptoms could be that when it's leaving out of my subconscious, how do I know? Why are you worried about the past karma? Worry about the karma that you're building now. That's past. That's dead. You have no control of it. It wasn't you. If you believe in that sort of thing, well, you also should be realistic about it. Karma of the past, you want to get rid of it. Something that you were not responsible for. Somewhere that it wasn't you as it is now. So why don't you focus on the karma you're building for the next, for future, for now. Be responsible for the now, for the present moment, as you can affect other people, as you can affect other people's life, as you can affect your life right now. This is what it's count. Why are you worried about something that is dead, is gone? Why don't you focus on what's in front of you? It's like telling me, I'm constantly, while going that way, looking back and trying to see what I have come, how far, what things I jumped on, where I felt, where I got bloody nose. Well, you keep doing that, you're going to keep falling ahead too. You will never get to your destination. Forget that. Focus fully on here. Make a good, healthy lifestyle. Good, positive thinking. Good people to socialize and associate with. Affect your society and community, people around you positively. With love and care about yourself, about them. Choose right and choose good friends. And do good in your life as much as you can. Build a good life and positive on a big, solid foundation. Good, solid foundation. This is how you build your karma today for whatever it may be to carry you through tomorrow. What do you care what it was? Whatever it was, if that's what you believe in, I'm not saying I do or not, but I say if that's what you believe in, what it was done, and you died, and you're here. You're not supposed to be continuing that shit, whatever it was. So, live for now, live for making a better universe and nature now, coordinate yourself with the energy of the universe now, and focus on how you can affect the universe and life and nature and others and yourself as best as you can, as positive as you can now. And that's what your mission is. You're not supposed to be taking care of what was. Take care of what is. Because what is how what it will be. What is because how it was. Therefore, this is what is. Now, take care of this, because this will be your tomorrow. The now is your future. The now is your past. And the future is because of the present, what you do. So you make sure what you do is something good, something wonderful, and focus on this, the now. Live your life with the flow of energy and flow of the nature, how it is now. The past is gone and is dead. Future hasn't come yet. What are you worried about? Focus on building what it is supposed to be done now. Therefore, let's move on before I get too excited. So, and meditation is good. And don't do it for a certain reason. Just do it to become one with the flow of energy as it is flowing now. Fresh energy. You don't want to do meditation to become one with the past. What the hell is that? You want to do meditation to become one with the flow of the energy as it is coming from one end of the universe to the other universe, and you are flowing with it in harmony. That's what you want to do. And then your future will be based on how you act and react now. So focus on now. Today. Now is your future. Now is because of your past. And now is your future. So you better focus on the now. That's where the whole thing is taking place. Rhonda, how to deal with someone you hate, and you have to leave or live with just because you don't have any other place to go. Oh. Well, that means while you're enduring this situation, you got to be building your own capabilities and abilities for a near future to be able to have that ability to move on and move out of there. So don't sit there and say, I hate this person, but yet I have to say, well, do something about it, which is build your life, accomplish yourself to the point, whether it's education or job, become independent so you can make your own decisions, so you don't have to rely or be dependent on someone, especially someone that you hate. So obviously you start building on a foundation, which is you, which you can rely on, and build something good, and then something that has wheels so you can move out of there and go somewhere to live that you love to be there. What do you do when you're living in a house and you can see sounds of squeaking and crumbling of the material that has made the house? The walls are moving with every wind. Things are cracking up and looks like they're going to fall on your head. What do? You say, I hate this house that is not strong. It's dangerous. But how do I deal with it? That's not a question. You prepare, gather your belongings and get out of there. How? Or you start fixing the things as you see there's something wrong. You've got to prepare, not just sit there and watch and say, I hate it, how do I deal with it? Well, go make something out of yourself. Your education, your job. Make changes, positive change in your life. Become capable, able and capable that you wouldn't have to put up with anyone, especially someone that you don't want to be around. And you'll be independent and you'll move on. Thank you for liking my laugh. That's good. That's good. Tanya says, thank you for your insight. I will check out your website. Oh, that actually rhymed. That was pretty good. Thank you for your insight. I will check out your website. That's very good. I should use that as a logo, as a jingle. And thanks for checking the website and enjoying my insight. So I'm now on the poetic note here. Now, how to make a decision, Mina Mahfouz, that's a Persian name. Good to see you here, Mina, if I'm not mistaken. How to make a decision about making risk migrating to another country, far from your family and loved ones, in hope of making a better living standards, with a mind, the failure, with better living standards with in mind, the failure is highly likely. Failure is highly likely anywhere you are. It is not the place that stops you from failing. It's your mentality and approach and your vision. It's the way you look at life. It's your determination, level of determination or lack of it that causes failure. It's choosing unreasonable stuff. Wanting a big thing now instead of building that big thing, but doing lots of little things to create that big thing. Methodically, having a plan and doing it right. If you don't have those things, that is what you will cause you failure, regardless of where you are. In regards to moving, well, everything is moving. Have you seen the waves of the ocean being, staying somewhere and not moving? Everything moves. Anything that is living moves. There is nothing that is just not moving and yet it's got life. You get up in the morning, you move from one location to another. You want to have coffee, you want to have tea, you want to go to work, you want to go shopping. That's life. And along the way, it is possible that you may, mess up or not get the results you wanted. But the fact that you tried is what makes things develop. So if things are not the way you wanted where you are, well, what's wrong with moving to another place? Did you know this place that you're living right now? Did you know it before you were put in it? Did you know before you were born into it? Did you know before you got aware and familiar with what's going on there? No, it was also foreign to you. So you are a child of this nature, child of this earth. You can go anywhere and it will be the same as it was here before you knew it. But there were people around you. You grew up with it. You just thought that's what it is. And you didn't think of it to compare it with anything else. And you grew up there and you got used to it. Well, you will get used to that other place. Because it is nothing different in the other place than this one where you are. It's also part of the same earth. You will take your own mentality and good thoughts with you there. So you can create the same atmosphere by finding good people around you, the good people everywhere. Not just because you change your geographic place, on this earth, and maybe because you don't maybe speak the language as good as those people in that part of the world do, doesn't mean things will go wrong. There's always going to be good people. There's always going to be groups that you can get to know. There's always going to be people who speak your own language even in that part of the world, because everybody is now traveling, and you will always be able to start somewhere and then build on it and build better life. If there are better provisions or better possibilities or better or safer place there, that's a good start. So I don't think that would be, and of course not being around your loved ones, that's a sacrifice you got to pay, but you got to figure out the trade-off. I'm going to stay here with my loved ones, but just go through life thinking, why didn't I move and make a better life for myself and my children? Or am I going to say, okay, I can endure the fact not to be with my loved ones, but I want to improve my life and life of my children or the future of mine, and I want to go somewhere that is more possibilities for me to have a better life and more productive life. Well, these are the sacrifices that you make, and then you can always come back and visit and go back and so on and so forth. We all have done it. I mean, I was 24 years old when I was almost 18 when my father sent me to university in the United States. So that was a beginning. But for me, it was just a university, It was fun, and it was learning process and so on. So I went back to my home country, and then 9 months later, I decided I don't want to be there. So I left. 37 years. Friends, everything, but build new, strong. I was very young then, and many people travel from one location to another at one part of their life, one time and another, and they will build another. It's about your determination. It's about what you want to do. It's not about where you are, so you can make it anywhere. So you will make the right decision, I'm sure. But do plan methodically. Don't just get up and go. Prepare. Know what you're going to do, where you're going to be, what are your chances, and how you're going to do it, and go and don't look back. Do what you got to do. I'm not saying leave where you are. I'm not saying don't. I'm just giving you enough information for you to methodically think about it and make your decisions on those bases. Okay. Jeremy. Jeremy says, hello, 1 year after breakup, I still look at her at least as soulmate. Why would you look at her as a soulmate? If she was your soulmate, it would be with you. It's not a soulmate. You're just having the images. You've fallen in love with the images you had of the past, how it used to be. Then maybe she was your soulmate. But if she's not now, why are you giving her that echelon? What for? Is it something that can negatively impact my aim to... Yes, absolutely. Release the extra weight and swim shore. You got some big lead weight chain on your ankle, and you're trying to win the race or get to the shore away from the sharks. You're gonna die. Release that. Why are you loyal to some idea in your head about her? Whatever she was when you guys were together. No longer she is that person that you loved and you had things in common. Why? Because she's left. What signal are you waiting to see to know that that is not your soulmate? That is your, if the signal to know who's my soulmate is the girl who doesn't want me, well, that's a wrong signal, boy. One very important signal to know who your soulmate is the one who's beside you. Wait, I'm very hungry. I didn't eat I gotta have a piece of melon so I can talk. My energy level with these wonderful questions are going down. I need a little bit of sugar. So, you are in love with the image and the memory of how it was. You should stop that. The memory is dead, is non-existence. And keeping something that is dead alive is a futile exercise. You're alive. The moment is alive. The flow of energy is there. Other people are there. Go, explore, find new friends, socialize with good people, positive people. Find someone that would understand you, you would understand her. Create a bond on the consciousness level, get to know each other, and build anew. What is this business of something's crumbled and you keep thinking about when it was not crumbled? When it was a brand new house? It's not. The reality is that it's broken. It's a rubbish now. It's condemned premise. You can't live in it. It's nothing there. It's demolished. See it as it is, not when it was just newly built. And you keep thinking, oh, you see that ruined, demolished place? It's my place of heaven. It's so beautiful. It's not. It used to be. No longer. Come with the time. With the flow of now. How is it now? Where is she now? Is she with you? Are you guys together? No. If it's no, how could she be your soulmate? The one criteria for someone to be your soulmate is to actually go both ways. Both want to be together and are together. Then you can start thinking about, is she my soulmate or not? Is it just physically we're together, or we're actually soulmate, or whatever you want to call it? Please, get on with the time. Get on with reality and actuality. Stop living in your mind. Stop praising her for what she was and how your relationship was. Focus on her as it is now. Don't perceive her. Actually see her for what she is and what your relationship with her is all about. And you have no business actually wanting anything from her and she wanting anything from you, unless you guys have children and you were married or something like that. If that's not the case, then move on. Cut the cord from the boat that is on the dock and let the boat go into the ocean and row and find new shores, new wonders, new islands, and enjoy and live your life. How can you move forward, keep looking back? Doesn't work. Go on. Get me pissed off. Patricio, good afternoon. Tanya, present moment, yes. Popa, living in now, yes. Piscine. Sally, is there help for hoarders on your YouTube? Is there help for hoarders on your YouTube? What does that mean? My neighbor needs help. Her house is in very bad shape. She was born mentally challenged, but it is minor. She can learn. Her mother was a hoarder. I'm not quite sure if I understand the question, Sally. I apologize. I will read the question later once our session is finished and try to understand it further. Guatami Yera says, thank you so much. You explained very well about past life karma. Okay, good. David. Hello, David. How are you? Just one moment, guys. I get it. Just one moment for a second, please. One moment. I will be right there. I have to do this. Okay. Let's see. Shuji says, hello Mehran, I'm 25 and deeply in love with 16-year-old girl. Well, don't need to read any further. Don't be in love with her. She's too young for you, and I don't know where you are. I don't even know if that's legal. You should not have anything to do with a 16-year-old unless you're a 16-year-old. And even then, you should be just simply getting to know each other. I know it's wrong. I do not act on it. What can I do? Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Simple. Reason. You got brain. I can give it to you in very simple words. If you had a daughter, 16-year-old, and a 25-year-old was hitting on her or trying to, what would you say? What would you think? You don't want people to think of you the way you just did think about that guy. That guy might have been a very good, could be a very good guy, and like you, and not have any ill intentions and honorable intentions, and love the girl, wants to marry her and all that. I'm not talking about your character. I'm talking about the morality of it, legality of it. And that is just wrong to expect some balanced relationship with that kind of a age of a, the girl that you love. Women physically look very mature even at those ages, but it is not their physics that makes them, that you should be focused on. It should be their mind, that if they're mature enough to understand what it is that they want, what is it that you want, and if they actually can make sense out of it all, because they're just beginning to know themselves, what life is all about, what sexuality is all about. They're not at the age to understand these things or to want to act on any of it. They're just learning. So you gotta, be patient. At least if you really, want to, just don't present yourself to her. Let her live her life. When you're 30 years old and she's then 21 years old, maybe that would be the time you guys want to maybe see if you find things in common. But at the moment, my suggestion is just walk away and don't waste your time. Even if she was, 18 years old, she was still too young to be a girlfriend for you. Too much of an age difference. At that age, she's just trying to learn things and experience life, to have a boyfriend, to know what it is, what is not, what the emotions are, and the rest of it. And you, at age 25, 26, are in a different stage of life. That cannot be a really good relationship. But if you're 30 and your girlfriend is 24, 25, that's a different story. She's already grown up mentally and understands things, have experiences, and you guys can find things in common. So don't waste your time. Don't wait for her. These are infatuations, and we are often could be impressed by women at 19 years, age 20, 25, 30, but it doesn't mean just because you're physically attracted or you have an image of her, what and how she can be or she is, kind of a woman or mentality, it doesn't mean it's real. It's just your imagination. Stop imagining about her. Stop thinking the possibilities of relationship with her. She's too young and is not the right age for her to be in any kind of relationship, let alone with you at this age. And you expect a real girlfriend, a woman, a mature woman, so you can bond on mental level, consciousness level. So therefore, short and long is move on. Move on and build a better life for yourself and get to love someone else. Because what you're really calling it love is not love. It's just infatuation. And that's going to get nowhere. Focus on someone that you can bond on mental level, consciousness level. And then, similar age or at least over 21. That's the age that you may have a chance. This is just, nothing. Move on. Don't entertain it. Suji says, hello Mehran, I'm 25 and deep. Okay, oh, you just said that. Okay, we just answered that. Nitin Rawat, I cannot forget thinking about my ex and keep stalking her profile and how much fun she is having after the breakup. That hurts. She's having so much fun in her life and I'm dying here in pain every hour. How can I deal with this situation? Oh, it's none of your business if she's having fun or not. It's her life. And it's none of her business if you're having fun or not. It's your life. She's got friends and she's having fun, so what's the big deal? You have your own friends and go socialize, find good new friends and be happy. It's not difficult to have fun and be happy. It's just that you got to command it. You got to expect it. You got to want it. But you're sitting at your home and stalking her on Facebook and wondering what she does, where she goes, why she's happy. Well, she's happy because she's a happy person. And she doesn't want to be with you, and that's normal. Many people don't want to be with each other. That doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with either one of them. There's nothing wrong with you just because she doesn't want to be with you. It's not everything right with her just because she's having fun or doesn't want to be with you or with somebody else. It doesn't mean she's any, an angel. It just means that you guys or she decided that she doesn't want you. Fine. And you should now do the same. Decide that you don't want her. Move on. There are billions of women out there, billions of people out there. Why do you have to think that this is the only one that can actually have things in common with you when you can see she doesn't want to? Whether she does or not, she doesn't want to. And that's her right. So respect it. But also respect yourself. You have so many opportunities out there. Go and find wonderful people out there, people who want to be with you, want to get to know you, want to appreciate you, want to see the wisdom and the manners and the love that you can give and you can offer. They appreciate it and reciprocate it. That's the kind of a girl that you want to go and build a relationship with. This one, she had her chance. She chose not to, and that's her right. You respect it and respect yourself and move on. That's the end of it. You will never be in pain, and you don't have to be in pain. You're creating that. First of all, stop stalking her. What are you stalking her? So she goes here, giggles that. Everybody does that. What's the big deal? It's your infatuation that you have created her to be a god. Why? Because, you probably lust for her, and that's okay. You're a man. And what? You're 25, she's 25. I hope everybody is in legal age. And that's fine, but doesn't mean that just because you made her to be what you think she is in your mind and you're, lusting after her or you're just thinking she's also just a goddess, doesn't mean she is. She can be just another, person who you guys will not actually hit it off after getting to know each other good enough. So there's no guarantee that just because she's having fun, you should be in pain. No, go have fun yourself and find new friends and build a new relationship. That's it. As simple as that. You don't have to feel the way you do. You don't have to be in pain. You choose to be. Let her go. Respect her wishes and respect yourself and move on and wish well for each other. That's it. No big deal. It's going to be simple as that. Sonia says, my fiance's mother sends him a letter trashing him on Easter. He is so hurt and can't forgive his mother for being so cruel to him. How can he deal with this cruelness? Well, some people are cruel, whether it's your mother or father or brother or sister or friend. It's their nature, but doesn't mean just because they have been cruel to you that has taken away your value. Your value doesn't go up and down if people are nice to you or cruel to you. You're still that same wonderful person with good qualities that you always had, and with the things you can offer to the world and to your friends and to yourself, and the opportunities you can create and challenges that you can deal with. Your abilities have not changed because the mother has been nasty to him. She's been nasty to him, and he always thinks what's being told to him is what defines him. By other people, he's being defined. He is not. His definition of who he is, being defined, is not by the actions and reactions of other people towards you. It's by how you impress and how you affect the societies and communities that you live in, positively or not. And if you're doing that, then it doesn't matter who's being cruel or nasty to you. It doesn't change you. The needs and behavior of the others does not define you. Define. That's a new word. The needs and behavior of the others does not define you. You define you. How you keep your balance. Remember, we just talked about this in this session. We say you cannot control the world. You cannot control your mother's behavior towards you, whether purposely, all the time, or sometimes. You cannot control the behavior of other people towards you, but you can control how to deal with it. By understanding that their behavior, what they say, does not define you, their approval is not necessary for you to know your worth and value, then you will be free from that dependency. And then you understand that you set your own worth, and what they do reflects on them, not on you. So get out of that. But because it's your mother and you've been conditioned to believe her and obey her and think of her, because from childhood when you were little, she was God to you, and you still at this age think what she says to you, it must mean true. I must be a bad person, or that cruelty must really devastate me. It doesn't have to be. And it's not a sin if you just don't accept that cruelty in your mind and just consider it someone's mistake. In her case, mother's mistake. You'd be upset for a while, but then you can, think back and say, okay, when I needed some sustenance and care, and she was there, she took care of me. So now she's old, she made a mistake, she said some bad things about me. Okay, fine. I don't have to crawl back and, anything to her, but I don't have to be mad either. I just say, okay, she's just made a mistake. That's it. She made a mistake. She maybe did it on purpose, but to you, consider it as a mistake because it doesn't define you. So that's why I say it's a mistake. It's not accurate. She may have been cruel, but her cruelty is not accurately explaining or defining who you are, your worth, value, respect, your manners. You're still who you are, and something bad was happened to you. It's like you were standing for the bus and a car passed by and it went into a puddle and a splash of dirty water came on you. That's a dirty water. You have nothing to do with it. That just because your clothes got dirty doesn't make you dirty. Doesn't make you negative. Doesn't make you less valuable. It was the water splashed on you. You'll go change your clothes and then you still see that you're still the same wonderful person. Same thing. Something splashed on you. That does not define you. You're still the same guy. And it was your mother, it hurts, I understand. Because you're conditioned to always think what the mother or father says. It's the gospel. It's not. They're also older. getting older, and they have their own shortcomings. They're another human beings. You know, you've been conditioned to think they're like, you know, they know it all. No, they're also human beings, and the older you get, you see how things are right with them or how things may not be right with them, and then you deal with that in that way. So on that note, you can be assured that you will not change by how people react to you, and it's not a reflection on you, it's a reflection on them. So move on. No big deal. But if still there is love towards her, how to detach and rowboat forward? Okay. Saruj, remember, every time I read a question, I don't remember it's a follow-up on another question. So I gotta be reminding me what it is. So because I don't focus on who's asking the question, I only focus on answering the question. Okay, so I apologize. I can't relate to it right now because I don't know what's a follow-up. Sally says, hoarders are people who keep everything, pick up and discard and stuff their homes. Yes, I understand that. I know what hoarder means, but I couldn't understand its relationship to the question. Let's see. Let's see, what else do we have here? Batur says, thanks for the answer, by the way. I also want to ask a question. I'm 21 years old. I'm worried about my future, about to find job, and my father always says that life is not gonna continue in that way. I am scared about my future. Why are you scared about your future? How did you get where you are? You are where you are, right? Nothing happened. If you would have been scared all through the way to get where you are, would that change? No, you would have just had a rotten time. So what you're scared of is in your mind. It doesn't mean that it's exactly going to be scary future or it's going to be bad future. It's just you're worried about it. And worrying is a kind of a security system that you have, a defensive system that you have, because you want to make sure you have a good future. So it's good. A little bit worried and scared is okay, but don't make it to be like something that is actually going to be bad, because then you will actually believe it's going to be bad, then you're going to be totally scared. Why? It hasn't happened yet. Wait until the future comes, and if it's really bad, then be scared. But until then, you have time. Prepare for it. You're 21 years old. Do what you can do now as best as you can, because now the quality of what you do now is going to determine what the quality of your future is going to be. So study your things, learn the job that you got to learn, and persevere in finding a job. Look at the opportunities and keep your balance, and the rest of it. Be in good positions, positive positions, and be in the right place at the right times if you can. You know, make good judgments and prepare for what you want to do, and don't just wish for it. Take small steps toward achieving what you want to do. Plan for it, how you're going to achieve it, and so on and so forth, and it will be a good future. You don't have to be scared of it, because these are negative thoughts that comes to mind and makes us become paralyzed by reacting to something that hasn't even happened yet. But our mind is always trying to bring psychological security, and in order to do that, starts thinking reverse and starts being scared of the things that may happen and that it doesn't want to happen. You see, these thoughts always attack you with the things that you're most worried about. But when they attack you on the things that they're most worried about, that you don't want, that doesn't mean it will be or you are that. Yeah? If you're strong at something or something that you really hate, if a thought of that comes to your mind, that that will happen or that is what you are. That doesn't mean you are that. It's because you really didn't wanted it, you were afraid of it, or you were worried about it, you were definitely against it, and because your character is something else. That's how a negative thought attacks what you really don't want, attacks what you really are not, attacks against what you are. That's the attack of the negative thoughts, and you should understand that. Just because a negative thought comes to you, that doesn't mean that's how it's going to be. It's just an attack of a negative thought over the positive thoughts. So instead, just focus on what you're going to be today, and focus how you're going to prepare for the tomorrow, and you will persevere, and you will make it to be the way it is. And don't be afraid of all these attacks or thoughts and negative thoughts that comes to you. It's not going to have anything to do or any change about your character, your how it's going to be, your preferences, whatever it is a negative thought. Thought is stupid, is dumb. It just comes there because it wants to scare you. And that's part of a mechanism that wants to remind you what you don't want. And therefore, you will actually focus on who you are, what you want, and you will go and accomplish it the best you can. But don't let it become the reality. It's just the bullshit that comes to mind. It doesn't mean much. Focus on what you want to accomplish, and you will accomplish it that way. Now, Prince, what is the time? We have talked a lot. I don't want to keep you guys for too long here. That's right, Saruj. And Sonia says, what is the best age difference between a husband and wife? There is really no best age difference as long as both ages are legal. Like I would say, nobody should get married before age 21 if it's a woman, and nobody should have a bigger age difference than, I don't know, 15, 20 years, I guess, depending. I don't know. Sometimes maybe 30 years works too, but it's wishful thinking. It eventually breaks down because it's not the physical age that creates the problem. Those ages represent certain kind of differences in the level of consciousness and the experiences that they've been exposed to during that extra ages that are different from each other. So that has taken them to a different level of consciousness and conditioning. And that is what creates a problem. It's not necessarily if they're both legal age over 21, then it's not the age, that physical part that causes difficulty. Because really in a good relationship, physics don't have much to do with it. Because I don't care if you're as handsome a man or as beautiful a woman, that there is no like it in the world. If you guys can't bond on conscious level, the physical body has no smarts, has no intelligence to create a bond. That's just a physical, mechanical action and interest and infatuations and attraction. But it is the mind that keeps and brings the bonding of a relationship. So if the ages are so big difference, the experiences and how the consciousness put together because of that age differences, then it's not going to be making it easy for the two consciousnesses to find things in common and be harmonized and compatible, and in order to be able to build something and bond some good relationship out of it. Now, where is my... Okay, there's one or two. Okay, guys. Ooh, we've gone way over our time. So, if you guys don't mind, it's time for me to let you guys go, and we'll hope that we will meet each other next Saturday on my own Facebook page, Mind That Seeks Truth. Please go there and like it, and check the videos, and also check my site, mindthatseekstruth.com. And next Sunday at the same time, we'll be at the Amazing Things in the World, and we'll have an enjoyable talk again. I know, Nitin, you have put a question there, but perhaps we can respond to that next week, as I think it's time for us to go and let you guys enjoy your Sunday, and I will the same. Yes, next time for sure. Okay. Love you all. Take good care of yourselves. Be good to yourself and to the others. And sort things out. Be positive and make things happen for yourself. Talk to you next week. Bye for now.